Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I had a request from a subscriber quite a while ago, and I'm sorry I did not get to this before now, to color out of one of my Mystery Mosaics books. This is a color by number book. This particular book is book 8, and there are 14 different books, and of course I have all of them. They are by Mindware. You can get a lot of these on Amazon, and I will link one of them down below. The rest of them is on, I believe it is mindware.com. If I think of it, I will also put a link to this down below, or wherever else. I'm not sure if it was Oriental Trading. I believe it is mindware.com, but I will leave that link down below also. Now, the one that I picked out to color is this one. It's the very last one in the book. Let's put this over here. And what I color all of the Mystery Mosaics with are the Crayola Supertips. The tip on these markers work really good in this book. Now, they are water-based, so they do not bleed through the page. And here comes Midnight again. He just has to get on camera all the time. Yes, go lay down. Come here. Come in. Gotta let Mama record. So, all of the Mystery Mosaic books follow the same numbering system. I believe it's in the front. No. I take that back. It is on each particular picture. Let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see this. It is along the side. Midnight, get off the book. Along the side, and it will only list the colors that are needed in that particular picture. So it's not going to list all 36. There are 36 total colors. It's only going to list the colors that are needed for that picture. So with all with all of the books using the same colors, what I did is I went through my Supertips. I matched up the marker to the colors in the book, and I wrote a label out, and because they didn't stay on the pens real well, I taped them over the top of the label. I put a piece of tape on each marker. So it's very easy for me to pull out the colors that I need for each particular picture. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull out the markers that I need for this particular picture. So let's look and see. I need number 1, which is brown. Okay, so we're going to pull that one out. I need number 3, light brown. I need number 6, which is red. 7, which is red orange. So yeah, this works out really well. 12, which is dark green. 13, which is green. 16, which is lime green. 19, which is light blue. 19, here we go. 26, which is hot pink. 28, which is salmon. 32, which is light gray. 35, which is green gray. Maybe I should have done this ahead of time, huh? Sorry. And 36, which is black. Now, some of these may not match exactly, but I was able to match them pretty close. Okay, so let's start with the top, which is number 12. Now, if I zoom you even all the way in, it's going to be kind of hard. Well, you can actually see it, to see the numbers. You can see that some of the squares are divided in half. So you only color half, of course, of that number. And then the upper half is the other number. So even though, of course, with the squares as big as they are, you know this picture is going to be quite pixelated, by having some of the numbers, some of the squares cut in half, it does really help with the design of the picture. So let's get started. Number 12 is dark green. So let's pull out number 12. And we'll see if Midnight lets, oh yeah, these do not fit on the ends of the markers. So let me zoom you out a little bit, or I'm going to be adjusting the book constantly. And as I color, you don't really need to see the numbers anyhow. But yeah, you can see how well these work on this particular paper. It's nice and smooth. The Supertips are very, they're very affordable, and they're nice and juicy, and they also work quite well when you go up on the tip to do these half squares that you need to do sometimes. So yeah, I think they work really, really well in these books. Now we have a half square up here, so I use the tip, come down, and color that one in. So these are really nice and easy color by number. So if you've always wanted to try a color by number but you just weren't sure, some color by numbers that you get can be quite difficult, and I have showed a few of them on my channel already, and yeah, those would take quite a number of days to do. These particular color by numbers don't take long to do at all. I'm not sure how long this particular one is going to take me, but I am just going to make it all one color in chat. I like to do that a lot of times, just by finishing the picture all in one video. It is Wednesday evening, so as usual, if I do not get this done tonight, I will just work on it in the morning, combine the two sections so that it is one longer color in chat. I guess I never really timed myself as far as, oh boy, Midnight's cleaning himself up here. So if you see the shadows, it's because of him. He's up by my light. And if he gets in the way too much, I'll just pause and see if I can get him down. All right, we have some 12s up here that are half squares. And so yeah, you just keep looking for that number like any other color by number. So how is everybody doing? I'm not real sure when I will be publishing this particular video up to YouTube. Might be tomorrow, it might be on Friday. I did record a couple of videos this morning, and I may be publishing those tomorrow, so I may wait with this one until Friday. But regardless, I hope everybody is having a great week. Mine has been going pretty well. Maddie's actually not been too bad this week. Took her over to the park every day, and she was so cute this afternoon over there. Oh my gosh. As I was pushing her on the swing, we were just having a good time. She's really starting to talk a lot now. Maybe not as clear yet as she should be. Oh, don't head bump me, Midnight. Please. You make me mess up. Okay, I am going to have to get you down. Yeah. I'll give them some loving first and then get them down on the floor. So I will be right back. Alrighty. It's getting to be habit. Every time I do a color and chat lately, he has to be up here. Okay, let's look for the rest of the 12s. So you can see with the tip of these how you can get into and color in these half squares rather nicely. And like I said, with all of these Mystery Mosaic books being the same color scheme, it works out really well. And these pictures actually turn out rather pretty. Again, because of them, you know, having large squares, they will be pixelated, but it's not like you can't figure out what the picture is. You can always figure out what the picture is. And yeah, they're just, you know, kind of your mindless coloring and just so relaxing. I love them. Oh, Bella's digging in my carpet again. I still have not figured out why she does that. One of yous said that your dog does it when they're anxious about, I think you said a storm coming or something. And with as scared as she is about thunderstorms, I definitely could see her doing that. But most of the time she does it when there is no storm coming. Like tonight, there is nothing coming at all. And she still does it. Okay. I don't see any more 12s up here. Of course, I am most likely going to miss some because I always do that. Now you see there's a bunch, well, you won't see it because you can't really see the numbers too much. There are a number of them that are left blank, and of course that means you just leave them white. So, any more 12s in here? Oh, here's one. Here's a couple down here. Bella, you're going to dig a hole in my carpet. She finally goes in for a haircut on, well, we wanted it on Sunday, but her groomer was all booked up. Or we wanted it on Saturday, but her groomer was all booked up first we wanted her to get her hair cut last weekend, and she had absolutely nothing available. And we really like the gal that cuts her hair. We go to PetSmart. And yeah, she was all booked up. We initially took her to Petco, and I just was not happy. She had a couple of different groomers there, and I don't know, just wasn't that happy. So we went to PetSmart, and I love how Alicia cuts her hair. So, and you can book your appointments right online. You don't have to call. So yeah, it works out really good. But oh, she needs a grooming so bad. Her fur has gotten so long, and with it being summer, last time we had them cut, or her hair cut, we actually had them go one notch shorter. And I think this time for the summer, because her fur grows out so fast, we're going to have them cut her even one notch shorter. And then she'll get her nails trimmed, and she'll smell so good for maybe a day. Doesn't take long for that dog smell to come back. And for any of you with pets, you know, or any of you with dogs, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, she never stinks, but she just has that dog smell about her. Okay. And that's something else she gets so scared about, is when she has to ride in the car. Oh my heavens. She sits there, just like thunderstorms. She'll sit there and pant and pant and pant because she is so scared and so anxious. Oh, yeah, she just hates going in the car. You know, there's some dogs that just love it and want to go along with you everywhere. And then there are some dogs who, yeah, like Bella, get scared to death. And I don't know if it's because when she was puppy, we never really took her for car rides. And so I think that she never got used to being in the car. So now when we take her, she's, yeah, that anxiety level of hers just goes through the roof. Let's see, we got 12s all over here. And I like to, just like with diamond painting, I like to, once I get one color out, I like to color everything that's that color. I know some people will start at the top and they'll color some of it, and then they'll go to the next color, and I don't like to do that. I just color all, like here, I'll color all the number 12s that I find. And yes, by doing that, I do periodically miss some. Probably more than periodically. So when I go to the next color, if I see that I missed some 12s, depending on, you know, sometimes I'll go back and I'll fill them in, but a lot of times I just leave them till the end, because when I used to pull out that color and fill in the one that I missed, invariably I'll find down the road another one that I missed. So it's just much easier leaving them until the end and then just filling in all the ones at once that I missed. So they're much easier to see. You can really easily see which ones you missed if you leave them till the end. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do, unless for some reason I need it filled in right away, which, you know, you usually don't have to have it filled in. So yeah, these half squares, I just go up on the tip and then color that one kind of on the tip, and the ones that are whole squares I kind of color on the side more to color in that square faster. But yeah, it's really easy with these super tips. And like I said, these are just so affordable that, you know, you run out of a color, it is not that expensive to get another set. Which I imagine I would, you know, run out of these 36 colors first. Because they are the 36 that I use the most. I really don't use them much in any other books, but I should, because I really like them. They're really nice water-based markers, especially for the price you pay for them. And you know, you can get them pretty much everywhere. You know, they have them at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. You know, they're just readily available. I believe you can get them at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby, and if you use your 40% discount, they are probably no more than what you can get them at Walmart. So yeah, they're everywhere and they are affordable. Now, you'll notice I'm still on the same color, so you're probably thinking, oh my heavens, that must take forever to do a picture. And you know, it does take a while, but it's not like it takes you days. And it is just so relaxing. You know, you're just coloring in squares, nothing hard. Don't have to think about colors or blending colors. You know, just like your other color by number books. And I love color by number. Some people I know, from the comments that I heard in the past when I did some color by numbers, or I showed some flip throughs of some color by number books, stated in the comments that they would like to try color by numbers, but they cannot stand the thought of the numbers showing through. And I can understand that. It does not bother me in the least, because I know it's a color by number book when I start out. I know that the numbers are going to show through. Now, of course, the darker colors like this, you're not going to be able to see them at all. But when you get to your lighter colors, like, you know, your light pinks, your yellows, things like that, yeah, of course, you're going to see those numbers. With that being said, however, I do have something that I will be showing very shortly in an upcoming video that will alleviate that problem. Two of them are very similar, but the last one that I'm going to show is extremely different. So look forward to that video, and I will show you how you can buy something where it will not show the colors, or the numbers, I mean. I'm sitting here looking for numbers and I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. You will not see the numbers when you are finished coloring. So yeah, that should help out those of you who do not like the numbers showing through. You know, I figured color by number is, you know, no big work of art. Although, as you could see by some of them, some of the books that I've shown in the recent past, some of them are quite difficult, but should look absolutely gorgeous when they are colored in. But I never plan on hanging any of my stuff on the wall or anything like that. Mine just stay in the books, so again, doesn't bother me that the number shows through. Surprisingly, because I am such a perfectionist, which can really get me into trouble sometimes. One of the books that I did just do flip throughs of this morning and maybe up on the channel tomorrow just utilizes the 50 set of Crayola pencils, and I just gave away my 100 set in my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. The winner was announced this morning, and because I had bought the 120 set quite a while ago, and would you believe it is, let me show you, this 120 set is still in the box. I did not put it in its pencil case yet. Very unusual for me. I have to create the new color chart because I just have had the 100 count of Crayola pencils, the color chart for that, so I have to create a new one, get it in my book. But yeah, these color by numbers follow exactly the Crayola pencils, the names and colors. So I am going to try that out, and hopefully I will have one to show you at the end of the month when I create my what I colored in June video. Because, you know, just like these Crayola Supertips, those Crayola pencils are actually not that bad, especially for the price. And those of you that color with the Crayola color pencils, you kind of know what I'm talking about. I think I'm losing my voice. It keeps going in and out. Either that or my voice is still changing. Oh, that's guys and so. Oh, I am coloring the last picture in the Sun Life Drawing one color Animal Mosaics book, I think is what it is. And I had the book itself done a couple days ago, or yesterday I think it was. But they always put a few pictures in the very back that are pictures from some of their other books. So I am also coloring those, and I think there's maybe 4 or 5 of those. So I am on the very last picture that they had from the other books. So it will be completely colored in. So I will be showing that at the end of the month too. Okay, I have a bunch of 13s up here. So I am suspecting this must be like trees or something up here, or leaves, or some type, you know, something like that. I can't really remember. I mean, I kind of remember what the picture was when I picked it out, because it does show in the back of this book all the pictures. Now you will notice this is just one single page. There are, however, let me zoom you back out so we're not so close in. There are a number of them that are, is this one? No. Well, like this one that I colored in. This was a really pretty butterfly. Let me show you it. Come on. You have 2-page spreads also. So, isn't that pretty? So, yeah, even though it has large squares, it still makes a pretty picture. That's why I think they're so much fun. So, yeah, I thought that one turned out pretty. Oh, let's get back to the one we are coloring. Zoom you back in a little. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I think that's about where we were. Anybody have any plans for the upcoming weekend? We are supposed to have rain and thunderstorms all weekend long. It's been relatively nice this week. Nice and sunny, but it's kind of deceiving because it's still kind of chilly out. We're still way below normal. Our normals right around now are in the upper 70s. And we're just in the upper 60s to maybe around 70. So yeah, it's still been pretty chilly around here. Considering it's the middle of June. Ugh. I hope this is not indicative of what the rest of the summer is going to be. That would not be good. I enjoy summer so much and it goes by so fast. So it would be not nice of Mother Nature to give us a cold summer all summer long. Okay, here's a few 13s. Must be leaves over here too or something like that. I had talked about yesterday in one of the videos about my oldest daughter breaking her ring finger on her left hand, and you will be seeing that video before this one, so I can talk about it without it being out of sequence and sounding really strange. But she got the x-rays back, and yeah, it is horribly, horribly broken. And she is most likely going to be needing surgery, and they're going to have to put a pin in it to actually hold the bones and the ligaments back together, because yeah, they figure that the ligaments were completely torn away from the bone. Doesn't that sound gross? So yeah, it's pretty bad. She will find out for sure about the surgery and when it should be scheduled and everything when she goes into the specialist this Friday. So yeah, she did it up pretty good. Reminds me of when I fell and broke my wrist really bad. Broke both the bones in through here and had to have surgery, and they had I got pins and a plate in there, and oh yeah, that one hurt. It's the only bone, knock on wood, that I have ever broken in my life, other than broken toes. I've done that a lot. Don't know if I ever may have broken a finger. I don't know. Don't remember. But nothing majorly broken, like an arm or a leg, or... And as klutzy as I can be sometimes, that surprises me. That I have not broken more things. And that runs in my family. My sisters have fallen and broken a number of things too. So, especially my older sister, Kathy. She says she blames it on being born backwards because she came out feet first. So she blames it on that. Yeah. And her daughter is kind of the same way. So yeah, it really runs in the family. So yes, hump day is over. Tomorrow is Thursday. I was going to maybe have to watch the kids on Friday too, which is my day to record some videos and do my errands in Wausau, so I wouldn't have been able to do all that. But you know, if she really couldn't find anybody, because the grandma on the other side watches them on Fridays, well, she has to go into work for a few hours in the morning, and so she couldn't watch them right away in the morning. And so, yeah, I was going to have them, but now they found one of Adam's sister's kids are going to watch them for them few hours in the morning, so I don't have to watch them. So hopefully I will get some recording done on Friday so I can dedicate some time this weekend again to take some more of my Copic classes. I really want to work through more of them, but each lesson, oh my heavens, takes, you know, the majority of a day to get through it all. She goes into such detail, which is nice, and Elise is such an awesome teacher. And that's, again, is on the Kitten Clowder site. And yeah, each lesson takes really long time to get through, which all in all is a good thing. But yeah, I'll probably only get through one lesson or maybe two, depending on how much time I can dedicate to the lessons this weekend. One of the videos I do want to make this weekend is how I frame my diamond paintings, because I did get my stretcher bars from Dick Blick. So that's what I was waiting for in order to show you those steps that I do. And it's not something I want to record at night. I want the daylight to be able to show you everything and not have to worry about having the light on and being out of the, you know, light down here in order to show you everything. I may have to put you up on top of my desk even to show you everything, because some stuff is going to be a little bit bigger than others, and it may not work having you down here in my little stand that I use here. Okay, where's the 13s? So I have had a number of requests for that video to show you how I frame my videos. Oh my heavens, did I just really say frame my videos? Frame my diamond paintings. And so yeah, especially after I showed all my finished diamond paintings, that video, and I had mentioned that I may make a video showing, you know, step by step how I frame mine. Yeah, I got a resounding yes, please show us that. So yeah, I will definitely get to that this weekend, hopefully on Saturday, so I can get the video up either Saturday yet or Sunday, depending on what else I have to get up. See, now there's a number 12. And I think this is one instance where I am going to fill it in, because it is right here and I'm afraid I won't find it again so easily down the road. And hopefully I don't have another 12 that I missed. Okay, there's a few more 13s down here, and then I think I'm done with that color. Wow, we are at half an hour already. This may be a long color and chat. I didn't really think it was going to be too long. I may run out of things to talk about. Let me see. Okay, glancing it over quickly, I do not see any more. And I'm sure you don't, because you can't see the numbers. Alrighty, let's go on to number 19, because there are a ton of those. I bet you it's a blue, because I bet it's a black round. God, I can't talk tonight. Oh my heavens. Number 19, yep, light blue. I'm going to take a sip here. Must be tired. Which, yes, I am kind of tired. Okay, 19. Let's get you down here a little bit. I always was in the habit of just coloring over, because I figured the next square was the same number. And I learned the hard way not to do that anymore, because I invariably would color into a square that was not that same color. Sometimes if, you know, it was a light color and it was supposed to be a dark color, you could kind of go over it, but not always. So yeah, I now only color one square at a time. So yeah, this will be the sky. And so you know there's going to be a lot of this. Let's see, what else has been happening in Elisa's world? Not a whole heck of a lot. Oops, see, that was 26. I hope that's a dark color. No, it's not. It's hot pink. Well, good thing I didn't color too far into it. It'll be 3/4 of a square. Darn. Leave it to me. I can't believe how nice and juicy these markers are yet, because I have colored in these Mystery Mosaic books quite a bit. And with, you know, basically the same markers. And they're still nice and juicy. Now, as far as the baby buddies, I actually can see the birdies now. And Mom and Dad are starting to leave the nest more and more. Babies are getting pretty big, especially the one. The one is so much bigger than the other one. I don't know if that little one is gonna make it. It's pretty tiny yet. The other one is probably about half the size as Mom and Dad. I mean, it's quite a bit bigger than the other one. So I don't know if the big one really got favored or what. I'm suspecting that one got fed more and, you know, grew faster. But yeah, so I'm not sure if that little one's gonna make it. But they always, you know, once the babies get to a certain size, they start leaving them on their own more and more. And pretty soon, when they're ready to fly, they fly out. Hopefully this time one won't fall out of the nest and Bella won't get it. But like I said, it must have done okay because it flew out of the garage. At least I'm pretty sure it did. I sure hope so. So now that the babies are up there again, I make sure I keep Bella on a short leash when we first go out in the garage, because it's one of those retractable leashes. And so yeah, I keep her close by me, and I go on the other side of the car, which is on the opposite side of the garage, that, you know, where the babies are. And so even if one would be down on the ground again, she wouldn't be able to get it. But boy, she can smell those birds. What a nose that dog has. She knew that they were up there. And they don't make a sound. So, you know, her nose goes up in the air, so she was smelling them. Jeez, and that's what started driving her crazy. And she must have remembered that, you know, she got that baby last time. Poor little thing. I felt so bad. And then when I seen there were feathers on the floor, I'm like, oh, you better not have hurt it too bad. Because at first I thought that she broke the bird's wing, and I thought, yeah, well, that's the end of that bird, because with the broken wing, it's not going to be able to fly. But after a few days, it seemed to be fine, so. Boy, I don't know. This is taking much longer than I thought it was going to. So I may not color this whole thing tonight, and then I will finish it in the morning. We'll do a few numbers yet though. Few colors. But you can see it still goes pretty fast. Let's see, 19 to there. So I will color a couple squares over. Told Bob to watch last week's America's Got Talent because there was such an awesome ventriloquist on there. And so last night he watched it and he thought he was awesome too. Oh, he was so funny. He reminded me a lot of, what's his name, Terry Fader? Is that it? Very similar type of act, but he had a bird that he talked to. Yeah, just hilarious. I thought he was pretty funny anyhow. Bob thought he was pretty funny. Bob's starting to have some problems again with being able to swallow food. For those of you who are new to my channel, last year Bob was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. And that man has gone through hell and high water for the past year, year and a half. And he has just ongoing problems. He has a stent in his esophagus because his esophagus keeps closing up on him and he's not able to eat. And then the first stent disappeared. He had to have another one put in. Then that one got dislodged, so he wasn't able to eat again. Put a new one in again, and now he's having some problem eating again, but it seems to be mostly meat, and I think it's just, you know, especially if it's drier, and it doesn't seem to go down as good. So I said, you know, we'll just make sure you're taking small bites and you chew it up really good. And since he hasn't had, you know, like tougher, drier type of food, it hasn't been as bad. So I am really hoping that that stent is in the correct spot yet, because otherwise he's got to go back in and have that one put back in, you know, and replaced. Okay. Oh, and I was off camera that whole while. Oh, why don't you tell me that? Okay, these are all number 19s. So we can just buzz along and do all these. When you can see ahead of time, everything is the one color. It's pretty easy. I still take it row by row though, because especially with water-based. Now you could do these with alcohol-based and just put cardstock behind because they are one-sided. But you know, with water-based markers can have a tendency to streak. And so that's why I do one row at a time. Just because it doesn't streak much then, and it looks much better in the long run. So we'll just buzz through the rest of this sky. Okay, you can still see me. I heard on the news tonight that San Francisco may be the very first city ever to completely ban e-cigarettes. In particular, Juul. Juul is the most popular e-cig out there. But because it is so affordable, it's really targeting teens. And so many teens have turned to the e-cigs. And you know, the juice that they make available for these e-cigs, you know, they have so many flavors and they taste good, you know, like bubblegum and root beer and black raspberry. I mean, you name it, they have a flavor of juice for these e-cigs. And the thing is they're not FDA approved. You know, originally it was thought, oh, these are better for you than smoking regular cigarettes. And that's kind of what the belief was. Well, because they are not FDA approved, you don't really know that. You don't know what's in those e-cigs. And they say, in fact, there could be more harmful ingredients in that juice for the e-cigarettes than there are in regular cigarettes that you smoke. So, you know, until and if they find out what, you know, if there's any more carcinogens in those than cigarettes, yeah, they're starting to ban any e-cig sales. And yeah, San Francisco would be the first one over here. I don't know if any countries have done that, but it just said, you know, the first city here anyhow to ban any sales of them. So I found that rather interesting. That would really hurt a bunch of sales. Bunch of companies have jumped on the bandwagon for them e-cigs because, boy, they got popular really fast. And like I said, especially to these high school students. Because, yeah, they're quite affordable. Much more than regular cigarettes. Oh, and they're supposed to be better for you than cigarettes. And yes, you can get nicotine-free juice. So at least you don't have that addiction to deal with. But you still don't know all the other ingredients in there to make that vapor, and I don't know. My daughter vapes, and it's so ironic because as she was growing up, she always complained about people smoking. Always. Ooh, that smells horrible. And now she's the one. Now, I don't think she would ever start smoking cigarettes. But to me, vaping or smoking e-cigs, you know, again, it might be just as bad. I don't want to offend anybody out there at all. If you do, you know, smoke e-cigs, that is totally your business. Just like if you smoke, that is totally your business. I am not here to harp on anybody. That is your choice. That's one of our freedoms of living in this country, right? One of our many freedoms. So many people don't realize, because we do have it so good over here, you don't even realize what freedoms we do have because we just take everything for granted. We don't really know what it's like to live in other countries, especially countries where there are dictatorships. Where they control everything. That's got to be awful. Or living in such impoverished nations, countries, where they got to walk miles just for a few gallons of water. And we're here complaining about our water bill if it goes up a couple bucks. You know what I mean? We have running water, hot water, we got electricity. We have all the comforts of life. And we wouldn't want it any other way, right? Of course we wouldn't. But it is making us lazier and lazier, and I think that's why America's getting so overweight, right? And I can't say anything because technically I'm still overweight after losing like 110 pounds. I'm still technically overweight, but I am no longer obese. I got under that obese BMI category. So that was one hurdle I made. Oh. Although those BMI scales to me are ridiculous. Good heavens. Even if they do take into consideration your height, they don't know what your body frame is like and how much muscle mass you have. Muscle, of course, weighs more than fat. Matter of fact, one of the gals, after I had my bariatric surgery, had to go back for weigh-ins, and it would test your body mass index, your muscles, your everything. And she was this petite little thing, very, very muscular. She did a lot of cross-country skiing and, you know, just a lot of athletic activities. She technically was classified as obese because of her weight versus her height. I mean, that's what I mean. Those scales, you know, that, or charts, I should say, that indicate, you know, where you are at weight-wise are ridiculous. In order for you to be in the normal range, to me, you'd have to be anorexic. I forgot what weight I would have to be at in order to be in the normal range, but I think I'd have to lose quite a bit more weight. And that ain't gonna happen. I did manage to lose 20 more pounds over winter, but that sounds great until I tell you that I had gained 30 since I had my surgery back in 2012. And it is normal to gain back 11% of your total overall weight loss after surgery. So for me, that would have been like 10, 11 pounds. Oh yeah, I gained about 30. Not good. But even with my checkups, because you have to go back once a year to kind of check in and make sure you're doing okay and you're not really going off the deep end and back kind of where you started before surgery. And they still say I'm doing okay. And that was before I lost this 20 pounds, so my doctor should be extra happy with me if I still have it off by my next checkup. No guarantees of that. Losing weight is one thing, and that's hard enough. But keeping it off, and I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it is hard to lose weight. There is no doubt about it. But keeping it off is just as hard, if not harder. Your body kind of says, no, I don't like you down here and at this weight. I want you back up here. And so it's kind of a constant battle. For those of us who battle weight problems. I know not everybody out there does, but I think the vast majority of us do. Maybe some of us to a bigger extent than others, but number of 19s over here again. Maybe you can start seeing the picture develop now that some of the background is in. Let me see what it looks like. Oh yeah, I think you can start telling. And that's why I picked this picture, because I just love these little things. I'm not going to say it in case somebody hasn't figured it out yet. And if you don't check the key in the back, the pictures after they're colored in, many times it is a mystery, and that's why they're called Mystery Mosaics, because you do not know the picture you're going to be coloring in beforehand. You can't, figure it out. Like some color by numbers you can kind of see and figure it out, what the picture is going to be beforehand because of the lines. They're not all straight squares like this. But yeah, these you can't figure out because they are just squares that you color in. And we are getting this background colored in. And we are at an hour. Can you believe that? I can't. Boy, that hour went fast. And it's over an hour because I recorded a little bit and then had to pause to get midnight down. See, these are all 19s. So now I feel safe to just color straight across. And it must be after 9 now. How time flies when you're having fun. And I am having fun coloring this and talking to you guys. Haven't done a coloring chat in a little while. There are a number of them that I want to do in the near future. My next one I want to do is for the Jade Summer color along. And then the next one will be for the Fairy color along. So I can get another picture in for the 2 color alongs that I am co-hosting. And then, like I said in the last coloring chat, I am co-hosting next month Chibi. And the title we gave it is Charming Chibis. So that is going to be a lot of fun. I love everything chibi. So it won't just be chibi girls, because there are, chibi animal books and a lot of different chibi things out there. Chibi Pets, I think, is the name of a book that I have. So it's just going to be all things chibi. Most of them are chibi girls. Them cute girls with the big eyes. They're just so adorable. Oh, now my Misty's coming over. Hopefully, she a lot of times will at least lay down at the top of my desk. But we shall see. Now that I said that, of course she won't. Excuse me. Did you hear me say that, Misty? Oh, she's going back off. She goes, fine, I'm out of here. How rude. It was right after I said that she walked back off my desk. So sorry, girly. Callie's the only one that would not jump up here. I think she's too chubby to make it. She is a chubby one. And I don't see her eating that much, so I don't know why she is such a chubbers. Call her my chubby butt. Misty, I call my sassy pants. Because she can be such a sassy thing. You could be petting her away and she's just purring away and she'll turn around and nip ya. It's like, what the heck? I was petting you and you were enjoying it. I knew you were. And she's like, yeah, just want to keep you in line. It's like, oh, you sassy thing, you. See if I missed any 19s down here. I don't think so. So we shall come up here. I don't know. Maybe I will stop this recording for tonight after I get all the blue in, because that was the major color. Between that and the greens were a lot of them too. Alrighty, we're getting close to, well, there's still a number of 19s up there yet too. A lot of sky in this picture. You cover so much ground so fast with the side of these markers. I love it. Let's see, what else is going on in the world? I had talked about in a past video how the neighbor's dog would always roam up and down the sidewalk in front of the house and drove Bella nuts, because Bella's just a barking machine anyhow. And you know, it ticked us off. You can't be letting your dog run loose. And especially the fact it would walk up by the Catholic school that is kitty corner from my house. And this dog would poop up there near the playground where these kids play. I mean, and you know what made it the worst, and I've said this in a past video, is the owner of that dog. He is a cop for Marathon City. It's like, good heavens, if anybody should know that you can't do that, it would be a cop, wouldn't you think? Oh. And I know it's not the dog's fault, and that's what I would always tell Bob. You know, don't get mad at the dog. Dog is roaming around because he or she can. I can't figure out whether it's a male or a female, because one day it'll have a pink collar on, the next day it'll have a blue collar on. So yeah, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but you know, so either Bob or I, if it's roaming up the sidewalk by us, will go out and yell at it to go home. And it knows what that means, because it will. I mean, so it listens really good, and it seems like a really, really sweet dog. It's a big dog. So it just walks really slowly up and down. And I feel sorry for it. It looks so lonely. You don't see anybody ever walking it. Although, since we started having the problems and stuff, I did see the daughter take it for a walk once. The dog pooped on the grass up from my house a little ways, and the girl never picked it up. I couldn't believe it. Talk about getting irritated. Then I did see the wife take it for a walk a couple of times, but that was a number of weeks ago. And you know, I have not seen that dog roaming up and down the sidewalk since. So I don't know if my next door neighbor said something to him, because she's right next door to me, and then this cop lives right kitty corner from her, and he is her son. So she might have gone over, because Bob has said something to Janice, my next door neighbor, about that dog roaming around all the time, and she is kind of irritated about it too. So, I mean, a couple of times she went and got this dog and took it back home. And, yeah, so I think maybe she finally told him that, you know, that's enough of letting your dog roam around. Alrighty. I think I am going to leave this here for tonight. We don't have a whole lot left. I don't think it's going to take real long to finish this picture. We have a couple browns, red and red orange, hot pink salmon, a little bit of grays. So yeah, I don't think it'll take real long. So I am going to leave it here for tonight, and I will be back tomorrow morning, and it'll only be a second for you. You don't even have time to miss me. Oh, terrible. Okay, so I will see you guys back in about a second. Bye. And we are back. All right, it is now Thursday morning, and we shall continue on this. You can tell what it is now. This pretty little hummingbird and the pretty flowers. Okay, what number did I leave off on? Or what colors? Let's go with number 6, because there's a number of them. Zoom you back in. Okay, number 6 is this pretty red. Okay, here we go. I don't think it'll take real long to finish this up now. So what have you all done since I last spoke to you a few seconds ago? I haven't done a whole lot. I did last night completely finish up that Sun Life drawing book. Completely done. And now this morning I started working on the picture that I had started quite a while ago. It is a extremely detailed color by number picture, that one of the many that my grandson picked out for me quite a while ago to do. I still have a number of them to do, and I am coloring them, or that one I should say, with my new Arteza toy markers that I did a review on and swatching out of a little while ago. And oh my gosh, they work so awesome in there because of that fine brush tip. But with that being said, right now I'm working on the last color, which is black. Oh my heavens, you talk about the detail, because there are some butterflies in that picture, and there are little white dots, itty bitty little circles in the wings, like a lot of butterflies and moths have, and I have to go around all those itty bitty little circles. Oh my heavens. And the first one I did, I tried doing with the brush end, because you can get into very fine little areas with the brush end of those toy markers, and that's why I love those. You can color large areas really easily, but you can get into really teeny areas too. Well, these wings are so detailed that I actually, after trying it on the first wing, wasn't working out so good. And so I am actually using the fine tip of those toy markers. And for the most part, you can't really color with that end because they are so fine. And they're kind of scratchy on the paper. And so I typically do not use them to color with. But I'll tell you, worked perfect for those wings. One thing to be mindful of though, when you do use that fine end, you color very lightly. You don't want to like bear down on the paper at all, because then they are scratchy and they will like rip up the paper kinda. But if you do color lightly on the paper, they actually work pretty good. When you got to do super fine areas like that, you wouldn't want to do anything big because of them being, you know, like even one of these squares, you wouldn't want to do with that fine end. I think those are more geared towards writing. You know, they work great for writing letters, so probably great for bullet journaling, things like that. But for coloring, not so much, unless you like that color by number picture, unless you have super fine details. Speaking of fine details, I had just gotten a request for me to color something very detailed. And if I do that, it would take a long time. And even though I like doing long color and chats, I don't know if I would be able to, let's put it on the right way, Lisa. I don't know if I would be able to do that in one color and chat, because it would be hours and hours. Yeah, it would be an epic color and chat. Now, I'm not sure what kind of picture she's looking for, so I asked her, you know, if a design or a mandala or a regular picture. I'm not sure, so I'm waiting for her to get back to me. But we may be doing a very detailed picture in the future. Next up, I do have I was also requested to color a geometric pattern with my glitter gel pens, my favorite. And so that I'm going to be doing very shortly. I do have to do that during the day, because I was going to do it a couple nights ago, but I can't really do it at night. It would shine too much on the paper, and I don't think the video would come out too well. So it's going to have to either be on the weekend that I do it, or one of these mornings when I record. So I'll have to see how that goes, because again, this weekend during the day, I want to record the how I frame my diamond painting video, and that is going to take a while to record because there's going to have to be some stuff that I do off camera. For instance, I'll show you how I make my stretched canvas, and maybe I'll even put in the first staple or two. I will warn you ahead of time though, because you might want to plug your ears. It might be kind of loud. That stapler is kind of loud. But then off camera, I would make the rest of the canvas. And then when I gesso the canvas, you know, I may start that again on camera, but then I would finish it off camera because, of course, I gotta wait for that to dry. And then I'll show you kind of how I pick out a color that I want to go with on the frame. Maybe start coloring it on camera, but then again finish it off camera because I will have to wait for that to dry also. So yeah, it's going to be a very lengthy video, and even longer for me because I'm going to have to wait for things to dry and, yeah, do a number of things off camera. But at least I'll have one more diamond painting framed. Like I said, I have been putting off framing those dolphin pictures that I made for my bathroom for, oh gosh, I had to have made them over a year ago. So yeah, I'm quite far behind on my framing. I can't imagine how many stretcher bars I will need to order. I should have quite a bit of canvas for many of them because I ordered a very large roll the last time I ordered canvas, and I'll show you all of that too. I will link the things that I buy. Those are all bought from Dick Blick. So I just buy the cheapest stretcher bars, the cheapest canvas. I don't need pre-gessoed canvas because it's not like I'm going to be painting a picture on it, and I only need it gessoed around the outside where I'm going to be painting the border. So why pay for more expensive canvas when I don't need it? And I buy the thinner canvas again because I don't feel I need thick canvas. Now maybe some of you would want thicker canvas. I don't know. I don't. So I'll link the canvas that I use. And as far as like the stapler, things like that, you can just get anywhere. I got mine actually on a good sale at Target. But I am just about out of staples. I only have one more row of staples, so I do have to get some more of them. So yeah, it should be a fun video to do, just kind of a lengthy one. And I know many of you have been waiting for that video. I'm assuming you are diamond painters, because I don't think anybody else is going to be interested in that video. And if not, that is just fine to skip past that video. I won't be hurt. Just like I know many of you probably don't watch the diamond painting unboxings or possibly even the diamond painting and chats, which I have not gotten to doing one of those in ages. I think I've only done one or two total. I actually haven't gotten to my diamond painting in quite a while, especially now with trying to get my Copic classes on the weekends. I found out last night that I don't have to watch the kids on Friday, so or tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. And so I do want to get some of my recording done tomorrow, and then on the weekend I can hopefully work on my classes a little bit more. I'm sure I'll probably record a video here and there, but because there's a number of them in the works that I want to get recorded. Been getting more and more requests from you guys about what you want to see for videos, and that's great. I appreciate that. Number one, gives me, you know, something to do, and number two, it's something I know you guys are interested in. And not everybody's going to be interested in every video, and that's fine. We're all different. Like, for instance, this geometric pattern that I'm going to be coloring with my glitter gel pens. I realize not everybody likes patterns. Just like not everybody likes mandalas. You may tune in just for the color and chat part and just, you know, color your own picture while you're listening. I know I do that. Even if I'm kind of not interested in what the person's doing, I still like listening to what they're talking about, and then I'm coloring as I'm listening. That's why I know a lot of people really like watching the speed colorings, and I have a hard time with that, because if you're you have to be watching the screen. You know, you can't be coloring as they're doing the speed coloring, you know what I mean? And I like to color when I have YouTube on, especially at night. And so I typically don't watch a lot of speed coloring videos. But again, I know many of you do, and that's great. You know, again, everybody likes different things. And I know there's quite a few speed coloring videos out there. Okay, so this hummingbird has brown in it. And actually that's the detailed color by number that I'm doing in the other book is also a hummingbird. Jaden actually picked out something that he must have knew I liked. And I said, ooh, that's a pretty one. Then when I started it, I'm like, oh my heavens. Yeah, it's pretty, but it's pretty detailed. Some of it isn't. Some of it's easier, but yeah. Some of it's a little more detailed, especially this black. Oh gosh. But we shall get through it. It is almost done. So then I only have nope, take that back, 2 other whips to finish. Okay, now what color? Let's go with 26, because there's quite a few of those up there. And that is a pretty pink. So let's start up here. Ooh, so these are going to be pretty colors. And I should know the name of this flower. I recognize it. Like I said, I don't know my flower names. Is it fuchsia? They typically have purple in too, though, don't they? Wish I knew more about flowers. I know one of you had given me the tip that, and a link to this book that's out on Amazon. And it is a flower book, and it will describe and give the name of each and every kind of flower you can imagine. So I may get that book for reference, because I love coloring flowers. I don't do it enough. But when I do, I like to color things realistically, if at all possible. I'll do some stuff fantasy, but I typically don't color like a sky purple or a tree pink. I don't think a lot of us do, but there's nothing saying you can't, right? So yeah, I typically try to color realistically as much as I can. So having that reference book would really be nice. Otherwise, I am researching them online all the time, and then either having to have that open to that page always, or else printing it out. So in the long run, it'll save me printer ink. Okay. What is it that you guys like coloring the most? Do you like floral? Do you like designs, mandalas, animals, buildings? I am not a buildings person. I don't like coloring buildings. Or do you like coloring people? That one I'm just starting to get into, because so many pictures that I see just turn out so gorgeous. Now, my people wouldn't turn out like that, at least not yet, because I'm just in the beginning of learning. And that's why I did sign up for the Kitten Clouder class to learn skin and hair. So I can't wait till I am a little bit better with my Copics, and then I will go through that class. But yeah, I want to get a few of these other classes under my belt, and these smaller classes already take the better part of a day, so I can imagine that big hair and skin class will take forever for me to get through. But I just tell myself, just think of all the stuff you're gonna learn. And learning is fun. Let's do these 32s in these flowers. 32 is a gray, light gray. We'll start down here. Oh, my feet are cold and my legs. I still have my shorts on. It's like, okay, in the morning I have to have my pants and socks on. Then in the afternoon, especially if the sun is out, I switch into my shorts, and that's typically when Maddie and I go over to the park, which is every afternoon. She starts bugging right away when she gets here in the morning and it's chilly out yet and stuff. And I'm like, no, we gotta wait till it warms up a little. Go to the park. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, any more 32s? Oh, here's a few. A lot of this is left white too, so we won't have to color that in. So I hope the individual that wanted to see a Mystery Mosaic picture colored is enjoying this, as well as the rest of you. Like I said, they're a lot of fun. Very relaxing because they are so simple and easy to do. The hardest thing is initially matching up your colors, but then you can do like what I did, seeing as all the books are the same as far as the color palette, and either writing down the colors, which is what I do for all my other books that are color by number. Like, for instance, Sun Life Drawing, because all of their color by number books use the same color palette. So I just have that written down on a sheet of paper. Now the color by number that I'm working on now with the twine markers, those books are all the same, so I wrote that down. I eventually want to type it up because I have a number of little sheets for each type of color by number book. If there's like a series of them and they use the same color scheme. So yeah, I have probably about, well, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 little sheets of paper with them all written down on. And I'm afraid I'm going to lose them. And then I would cry. 28, light pink. Because then I'd have to match the colors all over again. That takes a while to do, as anybody that does color by number knows. Especially the higher the number of colors. Like this one has 36 colors. That's quite a few. Some of them, you know, only have maybe 20 some. Some maybe even less than that. So you have less colors to have to match up. But yeah, some of them have quite a few colors to them. Which is kind of neat because, you know, the pictures come out with a lot more colors in them, so they probably look a little bit more detailed. A little bit harder to do then too, because you're switching colors more, but they typically turn out prettier. How many of you guys do color by numbers? Like I said, I love them. I was thinking of maybe doing a color by number month as a color along. I don't think I would do it for a while though. Would anybody be interested in that? Next month I am already involved in that chibi color along. So I wouldn't do it next month, and August is Creative Haven, and I love Creative Haven, so I don't know if in August I would want to host a color along myself. I don't know. I could, I suppose. Oh, mouth is dry. Okay, the rest of that is white. Then we have 36, which I'm assuming is black. Yep. Let's do the 36s. Because I think there's some down in the wings. 36s I kind of take my time more on because they show up so much, the black. It's another reason why that one I'm doing in the other color by number book is so hard. Especially going around white, itty bitty little teeny tiny circles. But it's turning out okay. I will be showing that one in my end of the month pictures that I colored in for the month of June. Trying to see here. So yeah, I should be getting this picture done this morning yet before Maddie comes, and then I want to get it into the editor and let it start rendering. So I should be getting this up today yet. I can't imagine why I wouldn't. Takes a while, but it doesn't take that long. I have the rest of the day to get it up, as long as Maddie lets me. She's been bringing her little dollies along every day. They're just small little dollies, and you can't call them babies because they're not babies. They're dollies. And she loves bringing the chair over by the kitchen sink, and I got to put some water in the sink, and she washes them up. And then she'll take my hand soap pump and she'll put soap in their hair because she's got to wash their hair. And I just let her at it. It's like, it's hand soap. You know, it doesn't cost a fortune to buy more of that. Matter of fact, I have the big refill in the bathroom, so if I got to refill it, so what? Last week, though, she put some soap in her hair, and she must have just took the pump and pumped it right onto her head. Oh, my heavens, did she have the soap on her hair? Oh, I tried wiping it out, and I couldn't even get it all out. So I told Heather about that, and she goes, that's okay. She's got to have a bath tonight anyhow. So her hair were already soaped up. Oh, that girly. What she doesn't try. I used to have my makeup in the main bathroom because that's when I was working, that's always where I got ready. And so in the big middle drawer, I had all of my makeup. Well, she kept getting into it, and yeah, I would find foundation and stuff all over my carpet because a little stinker would get into it so fast. You know, she'd be playing or watching the iPad one second and get that stuff out the next. And so most of that stuff I was able to get out with my handheld steam cleaner, but there's still some areas now that are stained. So eventually I had to just take all my makeup, and I had quite a bit. Take it out of that drawer, put it up in the cabinet, and I couldn't just leave it up in the cabinet because the stinker would take my chair that I sit on there to get ready, and she would take the chair over by that cabinet, and the cabinet has like 2 doors on it, and it opens up. Has a number of shelves in it. You know, I store a lot of stuff in that cabinet. And yeah, she would get into the cabinet up there. Her big thing was getting out my deodorant and my perfume. And then she'd bring it into the living room, and she would give it to me, and she'd hold her arm up like, okay, I know this is pit stick. I know where it goes, Grandma. So I'd have to put some deodorant on her, and she always thinks the perfume goes under her arms too, so you always gotta spray the perfume under her arms too. Whatever. Again, nothing that hurts anything, so. But because she would keep getting into, that's where I ended up sticking all my makeup so she couldn't get at it. So I've had to rubber band those doors shut. And now she can't get at it. She's like, oh, Grandma, you ruined all my fun. Now we're going on to the darker gray. So yeah, the trials and tribulations of a 2-year-old, well now 3-year-old, but oh yes, so much fun. And now I'm gonna have another little one to watch. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be insane. So you never know what my videos are gonna be like after I start watching both of them come September. I may be a babbling idiot by then. Let's see. Them are... Okay. So, yeah. Not quite sure how I'm going to handle a newborn and Maddie at the same time. But I did it when I was younger. I don't know how I did it when I was younger, but I did. Let's see, where's 32? Okay. All right, we have some up here. I think just as we're younger, we have more patience. You know, and we have more energy, I guess, to chase after them, get them up in the morning, get them ready. You know, get some off to school, drop the other ones off at daycare. So you got a half a day in before you even get to work. Right? Those of you moms with younger kids know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I remember those days. Okay, I think we have number 3 and number 16 left. Ah, yes, the good old days. You know, on the one hand, you miss it so much, having your kids little. You know, I remember the day, right? And then on the other hand, you remember how hard it was. But it seems like the cuteness factor and the fun far outweighs the hardness of, you know, you kind of forget how tired you were, and, you know, getting up in the middle of the night when they were babies, and what's really hard, getting up in the middle of the night when you're back to work, so you're half dead when you go to work. Yes. Especially, like, I breastfed my kids, so typically my then husband you know, couldn't really get up with the kids. Let's see, where's 16? So yeah, it was always a challenge. And then Heather would so many times purposely miss the bus. And we lived out in the country at that time. Oh, Mom, I missed the bus again. Because she always wanted me to take her to school. Yeah, so then I would have to drop the young two off at daycare center and then take her to school. And oh my gosh. So we are done. Oh, ain't it pretty? I love how that turned out. So again, you know, as pixelated as it is, because these are large squares, you can still pick out what the picture is. I mean, even the more detail in the flowers, I mean, you can, especially from afar, you can really tell what everything is. So yeah, that's why I love these books. Again, they are just so easy to color. This one again is book 8, and I did look out on the website, and yes, it is from Mindware that you can order all of these. The vast majority of them you can get on Amazon. So again, I will link, if this particular book is out on Amazon, I'll link this book. And then once you're out on Amazon, you can do a search for Mystery Mosaics and see all the other ones that are available. Again, there are 14 books. And like I said, I don't think all of them are available on Amazon. They do also have packs where you can buy like a set of 4 books in a pack. But in the back then are your cheats. Here are the solutions. So it'll show you like your 2-page spreads and then your single page. Here's a dual page. And then here is the last page. So here's that butterfly that I just shown you earlier. And then here, yes, I cheated. And I looked. I always do. I don't leave them as mysteries. So yeah, I would like to do this lion. I think that one's pretty too. This octopus, I think I did because I like the colors in it. But yeah, that is what Mystery Mosaics is all about. So I hope you liked watching this. Yeah, it's another longer color along. I think it may be couple hours long now. So it did end up being longer than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't think the picture was going to take that long. And so yeah, if you did enjoy this, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you are new to my channel. I hope everybody's having a terrific week, and as always, happy coloring. Bye guys.